New evidence was presented against Lil Durk during his court appearance today. Evidence of prior attempts to recruit Quando Rondo and proof that Durk was aiming for his own squad. It continues. Lol, Durk is facing allegations from federal prosecutors that he put hits on OBlock members for not retaliating for King Von. According to the prosecution, a witness who claims Durk provided the orders will testify. According to the evidence file, defendant Durk Banks feuds with OBlock member Mana Duke over Banks' belief that OBlock members were not properly retaliating for Bennett's passing, aka King Von. The feds also received this proof from OBlock members who are currently snitching against Durk. The revocation of Durk's bond was followed by a widely circulated tweet that read, "If you think Durk was turned down bond because he's rich and you don't know anything about the case." In fact, D's brother recently discovered all of F's information, and instead of revealing it to the public, they are keeping it a secret to surprise Durk's attorneys, who were completely right. This was not what Durk's lawyers had expected. And let me explain everything. It says, the fresh little Ted body cam footage, which shows him begging to snitch against Durk and F members, has now caused a change in the situation. Durk's attorneys submitted a lot of paperwork on their bond request, which made people wonder who Lil Ted is and what he says. Lil Ted is the nickname of Dee younger brother. D is Durk's go-to person for anything street-related or anything else you can think of. When police detained Lil Ted at a neighboring convenience store, he had a pistol in his pants pocket.
What about that? A man had it with an extended clip. That's cool though, right?
At that point, the boy would be brought to the police station. But before he had even gone inside, he was crying and sobbing to the police. He was far too late, but I swear I'll tell you about the fatalities so I don't end up in jail.
Hey, stop it. Stop it.
When placed in the waiting cell, Lil Ted would cry because all he wanted was to come forward and confess to the atrocities he knew had been perpetrated by the squad so he could be brought home and released from prison.
Wait, hold on. You gotta relax for me, because I can't understand it. Relax. What's the number? Say what you saying, man. We're gonna see what we can do for you, all right? We're gonna see what we can do for you. You gotta relax for me. Relax, man. I'm gonna get a bus to prison. Relax. Give me No, I'm saying, what you talking about? I'm trying to get that.
Given that Dee is his older brother, who can tell how many crimes Dee and he may have perpetrated together over the years? Considering that it's his younger sibling. But when they found out that someone had snitched using the family last name in all the court records, everyone thought it was FD. But Durk is also being spied on by other people. Dee isn't spying on Durk, but Vonnie is her other right-hand man. Lil Durk and the Dee family are both close to Vonnie. Today, his file was amended in court to indicate that he is no longer employed by the Bureau of Prisons, meaning that he has been released from custody, most likely under home arrest. Vonnie would even be able to get his hands on a cell phone and send a message to a close friend or family member, but the recipient would flip on Vonnie and reveal all the details. Vonnie would write, for instance, "Yes, and I'm trying to appeal on A32, which is the base of M for hire. Max is 43 years old. In addition to losing 2 points for entering a plea, I would also lose 1 point for submitting an early plea and 2 points for lacking prior knowledge. Thus, I will only have 27 points, or 5 to 7 years. It is better than that because I can't make it to the trial. They may elbow me, therefore I don't want to be treated the same way they did the other boys." When he states that he doesn't want to become gut-like like those other men, he's actually referring to Jam. But more on that later. But then a really strange event occurred. Van's own father would now turn on his own son and say that he was disowning him because he had spied on Durk and F. he would even reveal that Lil Durk knew Vonnie had played a significant role in King Von's demise.
I'm gonna give you this. It's a back door and I got all the pieces. That's all I'm gonna tell you. As Durk asked Vonnie, is it open? Vonnie told him it's off the hinges.
Wait. Are you talking about the Von? Like King Von?
Listen very carefully. When the payment was made to Little Tim, the next day or the same day, Durk asked Vonnie, was it open? This is what he asked him, was it open? It was the exact words, was it open? He told him it's off the hinges.
Are you saying that Vonnie backdoor King Von? No way. That was right in
You
there.
heard what I just said. Guess what? You need motive first, right? I got bankers. I got bankers that'll testify that or will make a contract or make a statement to you and let you know that this is the amount of money he had, this is what he had, this is that, another. You need motive first and foremost. I got text messages from the lawyer letting you know that who told on Durk before, who told on Von before he...
Or scholars certainly do, so if you wish Von were still with us, you should watch the video. Eventually, he would invite Vonnie's father to join him on stream so he could ask questions. The reason Durk wanted King Von removed would be questioned by academics. The response will surprise you since you didn't know the police would even a notation in an evidence file. At the moment of Von's passing, Durk and Von were collaborating on a case. Since the matter was settled behind closed doors, it is likely that Durk made a clandestine deal with the federal authorities, blaming King Von, who is now incapable of defending himself, for the crime.
Why would Durk want Von?
Let me give you this. First of all, you didn't sign your rights over. You ain't in no 360 deal. First of all, you can't bring nobody into the business and they surpass you. How you bring me to the table when I pass you up? Don't nobody want their chief spot taken, do they?
That's an interesting thing.
He was signing the boys. Von wasn't no slack.
That's interesting. I did find out that Von didn't have any contractual ties to Durk like that, which was
I mean, come on, man. He wasn't even signed to him. How's this his friend? He lied on Breakfast Club and said, hey, you think your man would be sitting here with $300,000 worth of jewelry on and he not have an attorney? He got a public defender.
By now, a tweet would be extensively circulated. I'm curious as to why Durk goes on Instagram Live when he's involved in someone's death. It reads, particularly since Otiavani's father disclosed that Durk had Van handle it. Some followers think Durk utilizes Instagram as a live-action alibi because he went live on the platform when King Von, Lil Pab, FBG Duck, and other celebrities passed away. This means that when the feds ask him whether they know anything about the crime, all he needs to do is show them the Instagram Live timestamp. But Vannie's father is upset that his son has joined the federal government as an agent. The tweet of Vannie's father reveals he claims that Vanier was accountable for Labab's demise at the hands of King Von.
No, he ain't take my rights. He ain't respond no back to me because this is on a tablet. He on a jail tablet when I sent that to him. He ain't respond nothing else to him. I told you he can't take my advice because they playing. They made themselves get caught. This is what come along with it. They wanted to get caught. You understand me?
Oh, that's what you meant by trenches paint. Okay.
What you mean trenches what?
Was it you that said that with the whole narrative about Vonnie snitching with the text messages? Like that's.
Yeah. I don't know who said that, but that was me.
Cause that was a focus. Everybody was trying to make it seem like that's what the text messages was about.
That's just saying what he finna cop out to and this, that, and and with me saying Von, some people like, man, what he gonna tell on some words on Von?
I ain't gonna lie, I said that in my video. I'm intrigued to know what the Von name was for.
No, he ain't gonna tell him no Von. You gonna tell it just like you orchestrated Lil Pab, you orchestrated his, and guess who you work for?
You can snitch on someone if they do, according to Vonnie's father's neighborhood. King Von's sister would even verify it. Despite the fact that it seems like everything is against Durk, his lawyer's activities today can yet lead to his release from prison. When it was disclosed, Durk submitted a fresh request to dismiss because of the second superseding indictment's vagueness. Instead, if it is accepted, he requests a bill of particulars that includes the sort of bounty, the audience, the date, the time, and the circumstances, as well as the coded language used. In the documents, Durk's lawyers are asking the prosecution to submit the evidence that Lil Durk offers. Quando Rondo's bounty was presented by Lil Durk to OBlock members as a reward or a chance to perform. And what day and time was it? In a standard court case involving M for hire, all of the information would have been revealed by now. However, since the prosecution hasn't yet turned over the evidence, Durk's lawyers believe they don't even have anything against him. But the result was extremely corrupt. Durk looked his best in court after it was announced that he had been placed in solitary confinement indefinitely after a CO discovered a cell phone in his jail cell.
They got Lil Durk in a hole for basically some BS, and right now we're gonna show the paperwork. They saying that he was caught with a cell phone, and basically that's not true. They trying to keep him in a hole, do a lot of things that they shouldn't be doing or whatever, but they trying to make a point because they saying that me and him is privileged and we got so many things going on, and it's a lot of BS.
Others, however, believe that this was a cover-up for the real demise of Lil Durk. See, it was shared. "I don't care about anything else other than Durk right now," Lil Baby tweeted during a brawl with Lil Durk this morning inside a cell. The man should be released. The real events, which began with a tweet reporting the death of Glee, Lil Durk's first buddy, in Chicago last night, would be connected by the streets. As a result, other F members were targeted, raising the question of how would seek retaliation. Fans learned that F members were being dealt with on the same day. In different interviews, LOL Tim and Wando Rondo both delivered the same message, and both were published on the same day. Some believe that the two were imitating LOL Durk, who uses Instagram Live as a live-action alibi, while others find it an odd coincidence. These two are using an
shit, I was just protecting my little brother.
When you did finally find out that it was King Von who did it, how'd you feel?
I was like, damn, if Brian did that stupid shit last night, he still would have been alive. That's how I was. But I was like, yeah, I ain't no the type person I am. Like, I'm a humble person. I ain't no disrespect to like his mama saying f***ing shit like that, because I could easily get on that type of stuff and be clout chasing type shit. Like, I ain't on that type. I'm a humble person, but it's like they ain't never popped that shit off. That would have never happened like that.
If this seems strange to you, please leave a comment. Quando Rondo also stated that he wished it had been handled better.
Whoever on my side, they got kids and a mama that 100% love them. And at the end of the day, bro, all this bull that we talking about is stupid. That could have been handled a totally different way. It could have been handled to the point where a song and $3-4 million could have came out, or whatever. Like, it could have got handled in a legit way, in a music way.
Lil Durk commending. Durk and wishing things had gone differently in two interviews on the same day isn't strange at all. Many believe, however, that they acted swiftly on Lil Durk because they knew he was going to be released from prison. The reason, the press stated, words from Durk's father have Durk being released on a bond, was because Durk's own father had been interviewed. His lawyers presented an offer that was too generous for the judge to reject because this was his third attempt.
I just left the courtroom for the bond hearing for my son for the release for the third time. This time it was very fair. The judge was very fair. He wasn't pro-prosecutor, he wasn't pro-defense, but he was pro-justice. So he listened to all the evidence, and he's going to give a ruling in the next few days about what his position is for the bond. But we were very pleased at how it turned out. So continue, family, friends, and fans, continue to keep us in your prayers, and we thank you, and inshallah, God willing, this be victorious for us, that we have a good ruling in our favor.
The prosecutors dropped evidence against Durk, and he was given a date of release. According to the press, the prosecution read the evidence in front of the judge at Lil Durk's court appearance today, declaring that they are willingly throwing everything out against Durk. I wonder what this will mean for the rest of his bond hearing. Despite deleting the evidence, the judge was supposed to make a decision today regarding allowing Durk a link or not. At the conclusion of the court day, the prosecutors took the stage, read the evidence aloud to the entire audience, and declared their willingness to dismiss it. According to their interpretation, the lyrics are, "They told me they got an addict, go, got location, go, look on the news, see your son screaming, no, no." The news report that perfectly matches the tunes is also displayed.
Right now, the search is on for 3 people who police say at a Savannah rapper, a member of his entourage. It happened in Los Angeles, and cameras captured the aftermath.
This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
Since he has 30 minutes to decide Durk's bond, he will consequently keep this in the back of his mind. Eventually, he would explain that he needed a few days to decide, which even prompted Charleston White to reply.
This is a real victory. Now that demonic force was a dark force, it was a dark energy, I think we now finally get to put that fire out. I don't think we'll hear drill music ever again. I don't think drill rappers would ever be celebrated ever again. Down goes the drill. So this is a victory for law-abiding Americans who like hip-hop music but don't like the killing part of it.
It also made it possible for DJ academics to be questioned by Lil Durk's personal lawyer. He would further elaborate on how the prosecution sabotaged their own case.
The other allegation they backed away from, which is huge, it shows the weakening of the case. Previously, the prosecution had alleged that Durk paid the bounty for the through one of his co-defendants, and they named the co-defendant. Now they've backed off that allegation. They're not actually saying that Durk paid the bounty through the co-defendant or anyone else. And the fact that they're not saying that suggests that previously they thought they were going to be able to prove that he paid the bounty through this guy, and now they know we're not going to be able to prove that he paid the bounty through this guy.
He continued by saying that he had come to the conclusion that the accusations were unfounded and that the prosecutor's case was losing credibility because they were no longer able to use Durk's lyrics. The authorities no longer even used the lyric-based evidence that they did have against Durk.
The case is as follows. So there was an indictment that did not name him, right? It named others, and then there was an unindicted person. And then 3 weeks later, that indictment was what's called the first superseding indictment, and it does name him. The indictment was identical, except the unnamed person now became Durk Banks. And this is the really important part, The second indictment, what's called the first superseding indictment, only had one new fact. It had one new fact, and that was it alleged that there was a video by Durk that celebrated and monetized this.
But when the judge eventually made up his mind, Durk would enter the courtroom a few days later. The news station would write, "The Fed says Lil Durk would have to go broke and give up all of his property in order to be granted a bond. They fear that he will bribe witnesses with his wealth."
No bond for Lil Durk. Let me tell you about what options he has left and why the bond was denied this time. Now, he's in federal court on a murder for hire charge where he faces the possibility of life in prison. What that means is under the federal law, it is presumed that you do not get a bond because the charge and the penalty are so serious. So your lawyer has to go out there and show why you should get a bond. Now, ultimately, what the district judge decided to deny the bond on was a couple of factors. There's a couple $1 million being put up, but it's not all being put up by Durk. Some of it is from the label, and ultimately Durk has a lot more money and assets than what's being put up. So if I let him out on bond and he tries to flee, he's going to have tons of assets and money at his disposal.
Now, Lil Durk's destiny is in jeopardy. The truth about the case becomes increasingly hazy every day as witnesses turn against the prosecution, evidence is dropped, and prosecutors are under pressure. More than only Durk's freedom, it will determine who actually controls the streets if he is allowed to walk free or faces time.